to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is Mohammed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. It does start to feel like a Fury fight week. It's very busy here. It's almost like a Las Vegas fight week here in Saudi Arabia, but it's not for Tyson, it's for Tommy. Strange, you know, for Tommy. He hasn't had this occasion, this stage yet, but do you think he's embracing it?
Yeah. Do you want me to hold it full time? Yeah. Listen, he's trained hard enough for it. I don't know if he's embracing it or not. I don't think you embrace anything until it's over, I've found in life. I don't realise I'm having a good time until I look back, and then I realise I was having a good time. But yeah, he's probably the same. But yeah, he's trained hard. He's probably he couldn't have done no more anyway. So he should do his job.
I asked that because there has been a lot of pressure. Your brother Tyson, your dad John, are reassuring us that, you know, it won't faze Tommy. The moment won't get to him. But comments in the public eye, such as, if you lose, you're staying in Saudi Arabia, Tyson said that. And we know there might be an element of banter to that, but, you know, some people are taking it seriously. John saying there's no way that Tommy loses. So, yeah, you feel that, like your brother Tyson has in the past, that, you know, he'll soak up that pressure and use it well. Tommy will do the same?
Listen, you don't know what'll happen. He could go in there and fall to pieces, or he could do that exactly what you said. To do that is a skill of doing it. Really, it's you're a lucky man if you can do that. Because a lot of fighters, they can be gym fighters. They can be world class in the gym. When they come in the ring, they're flapping away. So we don't know until he's done it, really. But the thing is, with him staying in Saudi Arabia, if he loses to Jake Paul, he's got no right boxing on, really. Well, you're always a right, but all the ambitions of doing anything proper in boxing, forget about, because if you can't beat Jake Paul, you're not doing anything else. But listen, Jake Paul, I'm not just saying it because he's a YouTuber and whatever. I think he's as good as prospect out there.
Really?
Not as good as prospect out there, but he's as good as he's as good as the next man with 8 fights with no amateur record. You know, you got these men with big amateur records, and they've done all the miles in the amateurs. So they're coming over here. All they've got to do is tweak, sort the wind out, and they're all right. But someone who's had 7 or 8 fights, he's as good as them.
You've clearly seen a bit of Jake Paul then. What can you tell us about Tommy inside the gym? I don't know how much you've seen of his spars, etc., but what can you tell us about Tommy and the way he fights?
Very strong lad, can punch hard. But again, listen, you stand in front of someone, there's again, Tommy's had 8 fights and about 8 amateur fights. So this fight on paper is a 50-50. So yeah, he's strong and he can punch hard, but it's all the experience. If you can't land it, it's pointless having it, you know. And being able to land it, that comes with experience. So we're confident in what Tommy can do. Is he a world champion at the minute? No. Is he progressing every time? Yeah. Should he walk straight through Jake Paul? Yeah. Are we confident in him to go on with his boxing career and do well in it? Yeah. There's no reason for him not to. So that's all there is to it, really.
I know you guys landed yesterday, came straight from the airport to the press conference. What did you make of the press, and especially the bit where Jake said, you know, if I beat you, you won't get any money, I'll take your purse, but if you beat me, we'll double it. And I don't know whether the bet will happen or not, but from yesterday's talk, it seemed like contracts were being drafted and then that was going to take place.
That's the only way it can happen, isn't it? You know, like, it's all tongue-in-cheek. It shouldn't be, but listen, if I was Tommy in that, and you're confident, like we're all confident, but I'd put it in both. The money what Tommy's getting should be in an escrow account, and the money what Tommy's getting, the same amount from Jake Paul, should be in an escrow account, and that should be the deal. But listen, it's a lot of money to mess with, and anything can happen. You know, it's life-changing money. £3 or £4 million. It's what it is.
Do you think Jake Paul's crossed the line? He's referenced Molly May, Tommy's partner, Bambi, Tommy's newborn daughter, several times during this build-up. Do you believe he's crossed the line or not?
No, not at all. No, I don't think he said anything personally or anything. I don't know the word for it. Anything aggressive or serious. It's all tongue-in-cheek. I've never ever met Jake Paul or his brother or anything, but they're not bad people. I actually quite like him, entertaining. So yeah, he hasn't crossed the line.
Just away from this, in terms of your brother, obviously we're still waiting on a confirmation of his next opponent and date. We believe it's April 29th. What have you made of this ongoing situation with Alexander Usyk?
I don't know much about it. Listen, it'll happen when it happens, and if it don't happen, it don't happen. What I do know, Tyson's getting on. He's 34. Inactivity will kill any fighter, and if he don't get the fights, what he needs, probably time to retire and hang him up.
Well, there's been a sense from the public that he's getting better and better. If you look at the Wilder fights, especially the second one, the Dillian White fight was almost punch perfect. Derek Chisora, obviously a massive favourite, your brother going into that, but again he looked very good, didn't do anything wrong. So would you say your brother's getting better and better, or do you believe he's maybe on the decline a little?
There's been no signs of him being on the decline, but he's 34 and inactivity. You know, he's had about 6 fights in 6 years. It's not good. So if the fight's going to happen, the fights are going to happen. They need to happen this year, or else forget about it. Really, you can't go through another stint of inactivity and be a world level proper fighting world level fighters, because it just evens the odds up. There's no one can beat Tyson. Tyson can beat himself, and the people around him can beat him. And I'm not pointing the finger at anyone. I'm just saying, like, it's not. He's been in inactivity, and you can't help COVID and that. But listen, Tyson beats himself. His talent one-on-one don't get beat, but he's a bit of a sausage, and he retires every 5 minutes. You know, he retired for a few months the other day, and he could have had another fight in between, and time's not on his side, really. So he either gets the fights what he needs, or forget about it. If Usyk really wants this fight, he should be trying to make it. Simple. He ain't. Listen, it's not for me to say, but if they want the fight, they need to try and make it. You know, Tyson's given what it is, and it's down to them if they do, if they want it or not to Tyson.
Are you saying this because Tyson's gone into fights in Germany against Klitschko, fights in America against Deontay Wilder, as the challenger, as the B-side, I'm talking about the first Wilder fight, and earned his stripes, and you're saying Tyson doesn't really need to do anything else? Is that why you're saying they should be trying to make the fight, Alexander Usyk, and pushing for it? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying it because Tyson's clearly the A-side, and I'll give you a few illustrations why he's the A-side. You've just mentioned 3 or 4 of them there. Earned his stripes. He's also selling 90,000, 100,000 tickets every time he fights. He's also doing very good pay-per-view numbers. You know, people will tune in for the fight because, you know, boxing fans will tune into the fight because of their, obviously because it's a fight and it's a good fight, but majority of the casual fans where the money is, tune in because of Tyson. You know, and it's not my opinion. The numbers are the facts of facts. And what's going on in Usyk's country is tragic. So the least of their worries is about watching a boxing match. But that's his, Usyk's parcel to the party is the viewing ships over Ukraine and so on, and that's the least of their worries at the minute. A boxing match. You know, so he's demanding 50-50, but If he's not going to move from that, fight ain't happening. And listen, Tyson's happy whatever he does. So we'll see. If they want the fight, they'll have to make the fight and they'll have to give in order to take Tyson's scalp. Because if Usyk beats Tyson, he's the best in the era. If Tyson don't beat Usyk, he's still the best in the era.
How does that actually go, him and Usyk?
I think Tyson will flatten him. You know, with the right. I think personally, I think Tyson can win either way. I think Tyson can win boxing very easily, like doing what Joshua tried to do. But I think Tyson can just run all over him. Another Steve Cunningham. All right, he might be a little bit better boxer than Steve Cunningham. He might be a southpaw, but is he any stronger? Is he any fitter? Is he anything else than Steve Cunningham? Listen, you got a man there, what's 19 stone, may as well say, when he fights, and can fight at level 10 all the way through 12 rounds. So if you can move and trick and slip and slide with that, you obviously can beat him. But I don't believe anyone can. But do I think Usyk is? Well, I don't know if it's calling him a great or not, because if he can't beat Tyson, I don't know. But is he probably number 2, 3, 4? Yeah. I also think Joe Joyce beats Usyk. I think a 20-foot ring's not big enough to run round from Joe Joyce. I also think Wilder. Now Wilder's not a given. I believe styles make fights, but I don't believe there's anyone can stand up against Wilder's power. It takes one punch. You're messing with fire, playing with fire. You play with it long enough, you're going to get caught. You know, it's one of them.
I know Joshua's people are still talking about making that fight. Obviously, there was talks in December about Tyson and Anthony. Eddie Hearn keeps talking about this fight, trying to make it for the summer. But in your mind, in the Fury camp, is that just a waste of time now?
Listen, nothing's a waste of time, is it? Listen, it all depends where Tyson is. Tyson's mind at the minute is make this fight or retire. And that's the top and end of it. So that's it. They either make the fight or it is what it is. We're not thinking about Joshua's or anyone. But is it a waste of time? Definitely not. There's a lot of money in stake, aren't there? So yeah, it's definitely not a waste of time. But it's where he wants to be. It's where Tyson wants to be. You know? Because if he wants to carry on and mess around and do what he's doing, he either needs to keep busy and keep fighting and try and fight the best well he can, or walk away, because an inactivity fighter, listen, the odds even up, and he's been on inactivity. He's not had many fights, has he? You know. So he either needs to keep busy and fight, and try and fight the best he can. I would like, if he can't get this Usyk fight, I'd like to see him fight, for an example, Andy Ruiz. Yeah. I like him to see fight Andy Ruiz. Joe Joyce. You know, all them fighters. Whoever. Listen, forget these fighters with 16 fights and unknown. I don't even pronounce the name. Oh, he's good. Well, let him prove himself. We want to fight the names to seal our legacy. Not our legacy, my legacy. I've been to that fucking buffet 4 times today. I've knocked myself sick. But Tyson's legacy, we need, you know, let him fight the best while he can. You know, there should be no more the best. But the best needs to fetch something to the table.
Is his legacy not complete though already?
I wouldn't say it's complete at the moment. No, obviously the legacy is the Undisputed, isn't it? That you win that there, he's completed the whole game.
But he's had every belt in boxing.
There is that, but there's also once he wins that, it's undisputed.
No arguments.
There's no arguments. Even the haters, even the pricks on the internet, and there's a fair few of them. Yeah. Even them, they can't argue. So it is what it is. But realistically, does it matter if he walked away now? No. He's got hundreds of millions in the bank. He's the best heavyweight in the era, hands down, and arguably the best heavyweight ever been. So yeah. So listen, for me, he's got 18 months left. But I could see him walking away if stuff don't happen. And the people say, Tyson's he's running away, he's doing this and he's doing that. Make the fight. Well, it's not. You don't get to where Tyson's got. And listen, Tyson's fought for fur coats, you know, and then give 50-50 away to someone who fetches 0 to the table. He's fetching some belts. Well, I'll tell you what to do. Give the belts up and come to the table. They need to want to make the fight. But it's all behind the scenes getting worked on. And I'm waffling on here, but there might not be an issue with that. Because I don't get involved. I can't read, never mind get involved. So, we'll see. It might happen, but at the minute it's not happening. It's not happening at the minute. It's not made at the minute.
Well, let's hope it does get made. Shane Fury, thank you very much for your time here in Saudi Arabia. We'll just close off on that. How have you found your time? I know you've only been here for 24 hours, but how have you found Saudi Arabia?
Listen, it's a clean, respectable place, but there's not much here. There's the biggest shopping centre there next door. There's 4 people walking around it. You know what I mean? It's what the Saudis are doing now with fetching everyone in and so on and so on. I think this is probably a place to invest, Saudi Arabia, because in 10 years it's going to be the new Dubai, Vegas, because it is a lovely place, lovely people and so on, but they've just not got their they've basically got all the toys but no one to play with them with.
That might change with people moving here, etc. Yeah.
Well, that's what the plan is, isn't it? You know, and the people. And listen, you can walk anywhere. You can go into shops and that. You're safe. You know what I mean? It's a safe country, a nice, respectable, clean living country. But they want to. What I can gather of it, they want the tourism and that there and so on. So it will be a place to be. Food's good. Food's definitely good. Yeah.
Shane, thank you for your time, and we'll see you at the fight night, all right?
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something. Completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.